Hi, I'm back. This is Angela Thoma with Dogwood Paper Arts. And greetings to everybody. We are back to work in our, it's a nature journal, but it's called Songs of Spring. But it can be spring, summer, any warmer season or rainy season type of nature album. So that's what I'm using it for, is for a nature. We left off, we put in a flip pocket, a flip here, a journaling flip in our first signature. And our second one, we placed it more centered, and it's a journaling flip. So we're going to make one for here. Now I have this card, and it's too big as well, so I would have to cut it down a little bit. We also have postcards that could be used. I think we'll do those on a different signature. Well, I think we'll use this one. I'm going to go ahead and score it so that, let's see, and we're going to score it on this side. And we will score this one. I'm going to trim that off a little bit, because I rounded the corners too soon. There we go. I'm score it at a 1/2 inch. So that I can make a fold on it, which will be right here. Now we'll have to put some more flowers back in there, but first we need to cover that. And what do I have this time? I have some onion skin paper that is raspberry tea dyed, and it turns blue when it gets the tea on it. Let's see, here's a smaller piece. I think we'll use that one. So, let's see here. I think, what shall we do? I left my glue open. Thank goodness I didn't wait long to come back. I'm trying to make videos ahead because, like I said in my last video, my grandkids are coming on Sunday, and we will have them for about 4 days. And then the grandkids leave and the granddog comes. So we'll be a little busy, but I don't know. Oh, my cats are fighting. We have a cat that's has oh, I can't think of what she's called right now. I'm sorry. I'm not being very useful. She's a desert lynx. She's just looks like a house cat. In fact, she looks a lot like my son and daughter-in-law's cat. But she's more of a wild thing, more to herself. Doesn't want the other animals hanging out with her, that kind of thing. But our big orange kitty, he wants to play with her. So he kind of teases her. And then she gets kind of mad. So poor Luigi, the big orange kitty, sometimes gets in a little bit of trouble for bugging her. But he's a good kitty. He's just playful. And he's mad at me today because he wants to hang out with me today, and I'm in here and in the studio, and he wants to be with me, and so poor guy. I think I forgot to round the corners on the last card because I was letting it dry. So while I'm thinking about it, I think I'll let that one dry a little bit. And let's take a look and see. I think I put it in the second signature. No, I rounded them. Or maybe they were already rounded. Okay, don't have to worry about that. Alright, let's ink that. Inky dinky doo. Oops, I forgot to clip my corners there a little bit. Just because I think it looks better, but you don't have to, for sure. I heard you telling me I was getting out of screen. What I need is a camera that just follows my hands. That's what I need. Or maybe I should hook up an Alexa that says, "Angela, you are out of camera." Okay, there's that one. Go ahead and get your score in there good. Oh, make sure the bee's going the right way. We don't want him flying upside down, for sure. Let's see. Now, wrong color. Those are kind of the wrong color too. Edith Holden, what do you have in store for us? I love this book. Oh, those would look good, wouldn't they? Oh, little birds. Oh, there's a nice purple one to replace that one flower. Wouldn't be too much fussy cutting there. Oh, I love these. I have these growing in my backyard. I planted some, and they stayed where they were for the first couple years. Now they are all over the backyard. Wild hyacinths. And boy, are they ever wild. Wild, wild, wild. But I do like that. That's very pretty. Let's see. Flip through here rather fast. Ooh, Christmas journal there. Some nice mushrooms and some nice leaves. Oh, look at that. A viola. How beautiful. It's going the wrong way for that card. Most of our flowers are kind of curving off that direction, aren't they? Now I do like this because of the bees. I think. Let's see what's on the other side first. Okay. Oh, I just hate to hurt the book. But here goes. Throw that little piece of paper away. And I think I want that one and that one. So that almost gives me that bee as well. Let's just go ahead and clip it right here. And okay. Now, let's clip it down a little bit. I'm going to save these numbers. I'm going to put them in the nature box. Okay. Every time I use these scissors, I see this red paint on there, and I think, how did I cut myself? But I didn't. Sorry, Mr. B, I'm cutting off your little antennas, or antennae, whatever they are. Don't mean to hurt you. But we can draw them back in if you like. I went out and ate my lunch, and my husband is watching Mission Impossible. With Tom Cruise in it. I used to love watching the old Mission Impossible. It was one of my favorite shows. It was one of my sister Joe's favorite shows at one time. This is kind of a stickery plant. Kind of hard to talk and fussy cut. Gotta concentrate on not snipping off these little doodads. I'm going to cut off his stinger because we don't want to get stung. So, start my timer. I always forget. And then my videos are really long, but I'm trying to make them shorter. It would be easier to edit that way too. Oops, almost cut through the stem. Okay, let me come back and get right here. Stay on there, Mr. Stem. No falling off and making me glue you together. The flowers on these are sure beautiful. It's a thistle, isn't it? I don't know what they actually call it. But the flowers are amazingly beautiful. And the bees do love them. They think they're mighty fine. But boy, they sure hurt to if you run into them with your legs or anything like that. Oh, I should be cutting that into something, right? That would make cleanup much easier. I don't fussy cut out ahead of time. I've been thinking about it. It's just not something I've done because I usually just use pre-cut ephemera. But yeah, we've definitely been prepping towards having a place to store my things that I start fussy cutting. Okay, now down in here, a lot of work just to put a flower on the page, but it'll be worth it. If I can manage not to clip it all apart, huh? And one thing for sure, it does not have to be perfect. But I want it to look really good inside the journal too. Okay, I wonder what craft I should do with my granddaughter this time. She's a crafty girl. She likes to get busy making stuff right off the bat. So I usually try to think of something that she can make, that she can take home and be proud of. And I had it in my head this morning I was going to teach her how to do the digital designs on the computer. I think she'd really like it. But I don't know. It might be too difficult. She's only 8, but she's an extremely good artist. And I just keep thinking, you're never too young to start learning this stuff. But she might be a little bit too young. I don't think so. Not for her. I think she'd do fine. It's whether or not I can. I don't usually let kids on my computer. So, anyway, something to think about. Maybe she'll just. I was hoping to get the other napkins I ordered from Serbia. Nonetheless, I'm sure somebody around here has them, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Llama napkins, because she wanted to make a llama to put up on her wall. So oh, whew. There's that part. Now, do I do these? Yep, I think I do. This might take forever to do this part. I might need to get out my little tiny scissors. I think so. I think that would help. There we go. Better cut around that bee wing, because the bee won't like it if I cut his wing off. Oh, it's getting fragile. Okay, well, I think maybe we'll leave that part. What do you think? It's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, look. I still have to bring it down anyway. Didn't need to be so fussy down there, did I? I think that'll be okay. It about blends into the background pretty good. And there's not a lot there to keep it I don't know what I'm saying. There's not a lot pictured over there to worry about. I don't like that under there, but I do like that. So we'll start right there. Take that little crusty off my glue. Is it this one? Yes. Oh, there's that thing coming out of there. There we go. Had a little thing in there that was okay. I'm going to cut it off once I get it glued down. But before I glue it, going to see if I can get a little bit of distressing ink around it. There we go. Now, if I can just get it over there without breaking that piece off, that will be good. So, about like that. Don't break off, little doodad. Not really that easy getting all those little areas. That's almost harder than fussy cutting. Okay. Now, that is going to go right there. going to go there. It's going to go there. Okay, well, I can see we've got just a few little tentacle guys. I know they're not tentacles, but stickers. Sticking off of this guy. We need to put down. Okay. Now, oh, some of my onion skin paper got owied. Didn't think about that happening. Well, we'll go over it with some ink, and then it'll be okay. And there we are. What do you think? A-okay? Now that's going to go into this signature. And what was it? Second page in? 1, 2 on the third. 1, 2, 3. Right there. And it is going to go down here. Not all the way at the bottom, because we don't want it to be hanging out the end or cause weakness on the page or anything. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's put that back into place. Right there. Right there, see? How beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so our next deal is going to be a belly band, or do we finish up those pockets? I think we'll go ahead and move on to a belly band. Okay. Belly band it is. There's a nice little belly band. Just kidding. We're going to use these. Let's see, we have that one, that one, those two. Let's see. These are the same. These are the same. And those, oh, I put a butterfly in on the new one. And then I have a fat belly band. And I added more things into this one too. So I think we'll start with these little ones. We'll use that one. And I guess we'll use that one. It's hard to tell what the difference is. It's just a vague difference. Yeah, it's something I covered up. It wasn't right. Okay. Now we need to make those a little stronger. So, let's see. That's not good enough. We do have some fresh coffee dyed paper. So we could just glue those on there and then cut them out. These are done about page length. That's how they're intended to be printed out. I think I'll use my art glitter glue. You know, it just all depends. Hopefully it doesn't wrinkle the page. If it does, the next belly band we'll use something different. And I have more paper I printed out, believe me. My in camera. Except for I'm covering it up with my hands and my body. Mine, all mine. Okay, there's that one. Before I put the next one on, let me make sure it's glued down well. Okay. Let's apply the next one. I always think, sure lucky we don't get more paper cuts. Rubbing all this paper down the way we do. I did pull back out my Christmas ribbon from Michael's because it had some nice green that I could actually use in this. I wasn't going to use ribbons and stuff in it, but it actually had some fibers that I think would look and work well. So we'll see. Okay. All right. There we go. Poor scissors. Goodness sake. Come on. These are serrated scissors, and sometimes they catch up on stuff. So I think I might have to buy a pair that... I have a pair that are not serrated. Let me have a look at them. I used to use these all the time, but they are so gluey and so roughed up. I wasn't sure if they would even cut. Oh yeah, without the serration on them. That's fantastic. Yeah, much better. Going to have to put something on the end. We'll see how close to the end it gets in the book. The hardest part with scissors is getting started in the correct spot so you don't nip a corner off and then it would show, you know, it would just show. Right there it would show really well. My new 2020 Christmas digital set is coming together beautifully. Can't wait to get done with it so I can show it to you. Okay. Now, we went in 1, 2. So let's see where this puts us. 1, 2, if we go to third again, if we count to 3, I'm putting them on this page right now, and then the reason is because this kind of tells me it should go that way, and that is right side up anyway. I guess it could go either side. But I think we'll go this way on this page. Okay. So if you want to be exact or semi close to the center, you can give yourself a dot. This is 5.5. Well, 5 3/8. So right about there. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. The junk journal. I am going to, since I'm not making a hinge on it to give it more space, I am going to give it a little more width there for glue. It's going to go into a thing and be sewn in, so I scooted it forward just a little bit more. Now, this is kind of where I thought maybe I could use some of this. Like here. I like that. And then up there on the belly band pages. This one is a little bit wider, and I love the way it looks too. So I think probably from there to there. I'm going to take that page out of there. What are you cut up on? Oh, the ruler. Okay, I'm going to open that up just so I kind of get it in the right spot. Be patient with your glue. You got to work it back down to where it's working. And there it goes. Okay, so let's apply the first one. This is the front right here. And I want to put it just so this little roundy edge is right on the bottom. So it would overhang just a tiny bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. Well, I guess it's just above that. So that works. I am going to put just a little extra glue here on the front of that ribbon so it doesn't fray out. I'm just going to kind of wipe it on there and hope it holds it. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. Just put a little bit on the ends. Kind of like a fray stop, only it's not really fray stop. Okay, now let's do this one. Still heavy up there? Okay. There we go. I like that. And let's have a look here. We don't want it to go over that edge really, because we want to be able to get our book in the signature right. There we go. Now, we need a journaling card for there, don't we? So, we have a butterfly on there. Could just put a postcard in there. Or we could make a booklet to go in there. We want to keep it kind of naturey, don't we? And we do have extra papers here. That we can cut. How to get started. Something I took a note on. That piece. What's F? We just used one of these. This is just regular copy paper. It can't go up that high, we know that. We can put a little notebook in there. We don't want it to be too wide. Make it a thinny notebook. There, about there. I mean, maybe this is not the right paper for there. Maybe it should have been a different one. Because those are kind of red and yellow. So that one, it does not really match, does it? Erase what I just did. I'm just going, not thinking. There's that one, but it's going the wrong direction. Well, wouldn't matter which way it went. Now, I could do a notebook out of this one. I don't have a backing on it though. So we would have to back it with something. I was going to be clever and use the lined paper as the backing. That one might work. There's that one again. Let's see, you have to print out quite a few to get where you're going. Okay. I'm going to go with that one. And we need to cut it off. Right about there. We're going to make that line. Perfect. Okay. Excuse me. My goodness. I'm going to fold this in. Right there. That'll become a little tuck spot in the notebook. You know, gotta have a place for your field notes. Okay, so let's glue that down a little bit. I'm not too worried about doing a perfect job on it because it's all tucked in anyway. Heard my honey talking out there. I wonder if he was talking to me. Maybe he's talking to the dog. We have to talk a lot to our dog. She's a spoiled girl. But she's a good dog. She has her naughties, but mostly she's a great dog. Okay. Now I know this is kind of thin just being on copy paper, but my intention is to keep this a little bit flatter and lighter this time. And when I put some paper in it, it's going to get a little bit heavier here. Because I do want to put some paper in it. Let me see if I can find a lighter. Now I do have this. That would be nice in there. Let's see. Put all my pencils away today. I'm going to crease it right there. We'll see how that paper does. Got pretty crisp out there in the good old sunshine. I am using the paper cutter more on this one instead of tearing. Now I will save these and make a small notebook out of them, out of the bottom pieces that I cut off to make these notebooks. Oh. Something from my brother. Tried to answer his emails because my brother has, one of my brothers has Parkinson's, and so I try to always be available if he, and I will turn this into a booklet as well, see, because I can't make another fold out of it for this one, but I can make one here. So now we have this one and this one, two different sizes that we'll be able to use for booklets. And we want to put those in my basket so I don't forget what I'm doing with them. Now I need another piece of paper. I will use these this time. Alright, I need to put those back over here. Now, how did I do that? Did I cut this piece off down here? I think I did. And then this was that piece. Oh, look at that. I got a little bug in there. Must have gotten trapped in the dye bath. So we did this one first. Right one? Nope. How did it get bigger? Oh, I see. I see what I did. This one needs to fold to there. See, I was gonna just go chop it off, but I would have messed up my little booklet. You know, my tiny booklet. Okay. Now, this one is going to be there. Correct. Okay, so here's our next one of those. Just like that. And then this one, we'll go with this one. We'll put it over because our bird is going to be kind of sideways or upside down ways. Guess we could put him that way, then he's okay. Alright. So there's 2 pages for our book. I don't think it needs any more than that because that gives you writing pages. A little bit of writing in here and here. You can write in different directions in here, or you could color it. Gives you this whole place to write. There, there, and back here. So, staple, string, or 3-hole punch it. We can do a whatchamacallit stitch on it. And then it will go inside of here. Just like that. Oh yeah, that's more than thick enough. It could have done with just maybe 1 page in it. But that wouldn't really be a notebook then, would it? But I'm trying to keep everything light. But I might have to use a lighter paper in there. I guess after it sits closed with something on it, then these will flatten out even more. But doesn't that look nice with that paper in it? The nature theme of it. Really pretty. Okay. So, I think, what should I do? It's pretty lightweight paper. I know what I'll have to do. So I'll have to make a something to hold the oh, I don't know what I'm thinking. Something that will reinforce that edge. Now, I do have my new straw paper. I wonder how it does. How would it do for a thing? Don't know. Not ready to use it yet. I do have some of this. Would have to score it right there. Scoring board, where'd you go? I'm going to use this size. I'm going to have to get my big scoring board out. Now this is just craft paper cardstock, and it's pretty heavy duty. I'm just trying to think if it would help to reinforce that spine on the book, so that when I do the pamphlet stitch on it, that it would just reinforce it and keep it healthy. Okay. Just like that. I think that will work fine. I think that'll reinforce it more than enough. Before I do that, I want to ink this up. And I think the craft paper, if I'm going to have to use something heavier, even heavier than my coffee dyed paper, or heavier than my the paper I used for the pockets, which is Epson presentation paper. Okay, we're going to glue that on there. Okay, going to just squish it in there. This is actually a pretty good choice for a nature book. Oops. Have it quite squeezed in there enough. Let's give the paper a little bit of an owie. It's okay if it tears right through there, since we have the a little bit, but that really is okay. I mean, we can washi tape that inside there, or we can put a piece of fabric in there. Let me see what we can do here to make it work right. That's off just slightly now, but that's okay. It's kind of like the paper gave a little stretch from the edge, but I think that's okay. So right here, we'll put something there. What should we put there? I was hoping not to put too much in there, but I'm going to have to. have to think about that. I should have done it a little differently. I should have done that, and well, that went to work. Probably should have just put fabric out there. I mean, it's probably okay. It's definitely got to have something there, though. Well, I'm going to have to redo that. That's not going to work. So there's another one down that bit the dust. Number 2, how many mistakes am I going to make this time? We only have 3 minutes left. So I think we will call it good for now, and when we come back, we have another piece of paper just like that one to use. We'll make our booklet and figure out how we really want to do the spine on it. I might have to reinforce this paper first and then score it after it's dry while it's flat, and then when it's dry score it. Or I might have to print this out on a heavier cardstock and not worry about it. Or we could use fabric on the outside just to reinforce it. We'll think about it. Or we won't. No, we will. Okay. Well, I'm glad you've been hanging out with me for the last hour. And sorry we didn't get this finished. But we're halfway there. I'm going to make it the same way. Little pocket. But I'm not going to put this tear in it. I'm going to leave the tear out. Okay. Alright. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a good afternoon or a good morning, and I hope all is well in your home and in your cities, and pretty soon we'll get through this pandemic all together. Yeehaw! Alright. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.